You got a lot of damn nerves to be in the face of the American people saying for numerous administrations, Iran is a problem. They have to be dealt with. Iran's a problem. They have to be dealt with. And then this man deals with them, and then all of a sudden you're complaining about him. No disrespect. But do we really think that Zohran Mamdani was the most qualified candidate to be mayor of New York City? Come on now. We know better.
The Democrats are not doing this by leading. The energy in their party is with the young people who learn everything about Israel on TikTok. They don't know, __, and their leaders are not standing up and saying, kids, you don't know what's going on here.
I mean, as the person who said Democrats are too weak and woke, I think that's your quote. I mean, this has got to be what you're talking about.
Well, look, I mean, I think I will just say what happens in New York City does not work in other places of the country, right? Like
right. Doesn't work there either, by the way.
Bill Maher and Stephen A. Smith just completely dismantled Gavin Newsom and the failed leadership coming out of California. With election fraud questions, homelessness, crime, high taxes, and total incompetence piling up, even Democrats are starting to turn on their own. And I know most people have never seen Democrats call out their own side like this, but this is the moment you've been waiting for. So hit that subscribe button, and let's get right into it, because they started by exposing how the left became extreme without even realizing it.
Liberal, conservative, I don't know what makes you either one. Conspiracy theory, that they know. And memes, and trolling that also might be true. Maureen Galindo is a Democrat who ran for the House in Texas this year, describes herself as a judgment-free sex therapist. I hope so. Who wants a judgy one? What would that be? Well, plainly, your dick's too small. Okay, so she's judgment-free, namaste. But she's also said during the campaign she wants to turn the ICE detention center in her district into a prison for Zionists and ICE officers. But she says, putting Zionist billionaires in prison does not mean putting all Jews in internment camps. So a moderate. I guess she thinks she's progressive, because hating ICE, okay, check, and hating Jews, sure, that's progressive now. But concentration camps? I associate that more with conservatives. Is that just me?
And it is not just Bill Maher who thinks this way. It is anyone with common sense. Because pushing yourself completely to one side does not make you fit to run a city. A mayor is supposed to fix real problems, not just repeat party talking points. And this is exactly what Stephen A. Smith said directly.
The Democrats, my God, please find somebody who can lead. Gavin Newsom is out here in California. Pulling off in his own way what I think he wants to. He's being known more for trolling Trump on his podcast and with other interviews than what he's actually doing in the state of California. They think that's leadership because they don't have it. They know what they're doing. These politicians know. They know where the money is. They know how to get some of it too. Because Marjorie Taylor Greene came into office, she was worth a couple of $100,000 according to the report. How the hell do you leave the party if you worth $25 million? Where'd it come from? I work every day. I make a pretty good salary. I ain't making $25 million working on Capitol Hill with a salary that's less than $400,000 by accident, somehow, some way, lobbyists up on Capitol Hill, you voted one way or another, making sure that you assuage their concerns and appeal to them and all of this other stuff. And in the meantime, you get paid, but the American people ain't. That ain't an accident. That ain't an accident. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They just haven't been called on it. But stay tuned.
One thing where we have a disagreement. If you have a fundamental values disagreement with an organization, then you shouldn't take their money.
It's just hard for me to comprehend how we can hear someone on Capitol Hill saying, I have a fundamental disagreement with this one issue. As far as I'm concerned, there should be an abundance of issues that you fundamentally disagree with somebody about, considering the politics that go on Capitol Hill and the inordinate amount of issues that have to be addressed. I'm not saying that wasn't serious. I get that part. I'm just saying it's hard to imagine that one issue would do that, but okay, that's true.
It's hard to, frankly, I think a larger issue for people is if you are, and this is separate from your reason to do so, but if people are in a fad-based way deciding, is this unpopular? Is it going to get me less likes? And I will then stand for that. That makes me very skeptical about what you'll stand for at all. And that if it's a matter of, if people don't like that I do this, are you simply hiding your hands in the long run and doing what you want? I'm very, very skeptical of any politician who decides what they believe in based on what people give them likes.
And that is exactly what we are seeing in the LA mayor race, because the left is moving in a direction where it is no longer about fixing the city. It is about seeking attention, getting validation, and saying whatever sounds good just to win the election. And in a recent video, Spencer Pratt put this perfectly into perspective. I will show you that in a moment, but first, let's watch Stephen A. Smith's message to Gavin Newsom.
I'm not down with Gavin Newsom because my issue with Gavin Newsom is like, listen, you look great in those blue suits. You're very articulate, very smart, very quick with it. I love how you've been trolling Trump because I thought that was necessary, in order to compete with Trump. But I can't ignore the fact that you're number one in unemployment, number one in homelessness and poverty and all of this other stuff, and the price of affordability issues in California. I can't ignore it. I can't ignore the fact that there's no way I can see you winning an election with some of the things that have been happening in the state of California.
And if LA keeps choosing the same liberal leadership over and over again, then nothing is going to change. It will be the same problems, the same excuses, the same crime, the same homelessness, the same high taxes, and the same broken promises all over again.
Power for Los Angeles. Angelinos are now stuck with two morons responsible for all their problems, and they have to choose between dumb and dumber. That's not a choice. That's the machine protecting the machine. And now every problem that plagues Los Angeles because of these two corrupt communists is going to accelerate, and the city will tumble headlong into the abyss. You have no idea how many major developers, hoteliers, business owners, entrepreneurs have been texting me saying they're packing up and leaving town. More of your favorite restaurants will be shuttering. That means less tax revenue. That means the city has to cut services, more potholes, less firefighters, less police patrols, more criminals, more drug addicts terrorizing your communities. And we haven't ended it. You have no idea how bad things are about to get for this city. Look at this place already. Weeds growing from every crack and crevice, graffiti over every square inch of public space, garbage, drugs, species, burned up dogs, burned down towns, abandoned storefronts. This city is a mess, and you're about to reward the arsonist who torched the place with 4 more years of destruction. I know he's very bitter. My goal hasn't changed. I've been laser focused on stopping these commie animals, and I will stop them. If you think we uncovered a lot of fraud and evil in the campaign, just wait. We have some recordings of one of your exalted candidates doing and saying something that would make her resign in shame.
I will get back to the video, but this is the leadership crisis LA has been dealing with for the past decade. These liberal leaders have built a system that serves wealthy insiders, political donors, and broken policies, while normal working people are left dealing with crime, homelessness, high taxes, and chaos. And that is the point Spencer is making. A real leader is not supposed to chase applause or protect a corrupt system. A real leader has to read the room, understand what people are living through, and fix the city before it collapses even further.
Power for Los Angeles. Angelinos are now stuck with two morons responsible for all their problems, and they have to choose between dumb and dumber. That's not a choice. That's the machine protecting the machine. And now every problem that plagues Los Angeles because of these two corrupt communists is going to accelerate, and the city will tumble headlong into the abyss. You have no idea how many major developers, hoteliers, business owners, entrepreneurs have been texting me saying they're packing up and leaving town. More of your favorite restaurants will be shuttering. That means less tax revenue. That means the city has to cut services, more potholes, less firefighters, less police patrols, more criminals, more drug addicts terrorizing your communities. And we haven't ended it. You have no idea how bad things are about to get for this city. Look at this place already. Weeds growing from every crack and crevice, graffiti over every square inch of public space, garbage, drugs, species, burned up dogs, burned down towns, abandoned storefronts. This city is a mess, and you're about to reward the arsonist who torched the place with 4 more years of destruction. I know he's very bitter. My goal hasn't changed. I've been laser focused on stopping these commie animals, and I will stop them. If you think we uncovered a lot of fraud and evil in the campaign, just wait. We have some recordings of one of your exalted candidates doing and saying something that would make her resign in shame.
Exactly. And if we keep doing this again and again, a country that was once proud, powerful, and built on strong leadership will slowly turn into a nation that does not know what it believes anymore, where people learn politics from TikTok clips instead of real facts and common sense. And what makes it even crazier is that, in a country this big, with this much power and influence, people still cannot fully trust the election system. But this is why this moment matters, because they raised a point that most politicians, activists, and media figures are too scared to say out loud.
Every time any representative, you're always having to serve two masters at once. One is that you are a representative of the people, but you also want to be a leader. And you have to always make that call. To me, what the Democrats are not doing with this is leading. The energy in their parties with the young people who learn everything about Israel on TikTok. They don't know shit. And their leaders are not standing up and saying, kids, you don't know what's going on here. Every war Israel has fought is a war of defense. Every war, they were attacked first. Well, and they're not doing that.
My pushback would have to be with traditional and conventional Democrats. Let's have just a speck of empathy for them in this regard. You got a younger generation of progressive Democrats that pretty much are making their influence felt. And then you got the old guard that are at the mercy of them. They want to maintain power. And you want to sit up, you gotta receive votes. Look at what happened in New York City. No disrespect. But do we really think that Zohran Mamdani was the most qualified candidate to be mayor of New York City? Come on now. We know better. I'm wishing him well. I'm not being disrespectful. He's smart, he's sharp, he's quick on his feet. I'm not disrespecting him in any way. But he had never done anything. You got a former governor who was a 3-term governor, coasting to his fort before the scandal hit. You boot him out of office. He's qualified to get your support for 3 terms en route to 4 to run the state. But you don't want to run in the city. And you're going to hand the reins to a 33-year-old who's
also a communist.
Okay.
I mean, and I'm not saying that as a slur.
All right.
I'm saying that's his political view. It's a view you're allowed to have in this country, and people are allowed to vote for.
So you have people that don't want that, and they want that in this country. And unfortunately, if you're a Chuck Schumer or some of the old guards, you're at the mercy of all of that. Still trying to stay in office, knowing that you got voters out there that will support that ahead of you.
I mean, one of the main people who is in the administration. You can read her tweet.
I think most people would agree with this point because what politicians have done for years is simple. Benefit the few at the top while the low-income and working class get screwed over. And let me know in the comments which president or politician you actually think lowered this problem or made life easier for normal people. Because, from what we keep seeing, most politicians do the same thing. They promise change, protect the system, and leave regular people paying the price.
I mean, you mentioned our governor. He used the words culturally normal. He said the party needs to get more culturally normal.
He needs to get more culturally normal. 45%, they're saying 45% of folks in America, whether they vote Democrat or Republican, they're really independent, about 45%, which means that you're going to have a chunk of the American population that's going to influence these upcoming elections. And I'm looking forward to it because it needs to be influenced. As far as I'm concerned, not you, not talking about you, but most folks on Capitol Hill, it just needs to be purged.
Well, and as long as they're being actual...
That is exactly what I have in mind because we need leaders who actually listen to people's problems and have enough common sense to fix them. Nothing more complicated than that. Running your own personal agenda as a politician has never helped anyone. It only creates more division, more excuses, and more problems for the people who are already struggle.